Joined on the phone today by Philippe Cousteau Jr., yes, the grandson of Jacques Cousteau, and he's the founder of EarthEcho International. We're talking about the EarthEcho Water Challenge today. Philippe, how you doing?
I'm terrific, Dustin. How are you?
I'm excellent. It's great to be speaking with you. Thanks for joining me.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, I know you are the founder of EarthEcho International. First, can you tell the listeners a bit about that and what's it all about?
Well, EarthEcho International, we founded 13 years ago. We're one of the leading youth environmental education organizations here in the U.S., and we're all about empowering young people to take action to build a sustainable world. And that's what we do every day. We work with, not just here in the U.S., but school groups, young people, and community groups all over the world to do just that.
Excellent. And of course, as the grandson of Jacques Cousteau, I'm guessing this has been a passion for you probably since before you can even remember.
That's absolutely true. You know, Dustin, we, growing up with my grandfather and with all of the films and the stories and the adventures that he had around the world really inspired me. And we seek to bring that kind of inspiration, that opportunity to take action and be proactive and be part of the solution to people all over the world through EarthEcho.
So let's talk a bit about the EarthEcho Water Challenge that is coming up. How do the listeners get involved if they want to participate?
Well, EarthEcho Water Challenge runs from March to December every year. We've been running the program for several years now. It's people in over 146 countries, 1.5 million people in total have participated in the program. And it's based on the premise that, water is the single most precious substance on Earth. Millions and millions of people around the world don't have access to clean water, and that's just not in other countries, Dustin. It's here in the United States as well. And that the key to healthy, clean water is all of us taking a role in ensuring that the water in our communities is safe. And so the EarthEcho Water Challenge is a simple way for people to do that. You go on to monitorwater.org, sign up and get a test kit. We have school groups. This is a great thing for schools to do. Bring to your class, to your teacher. We provide lots of educational resources. We have corporate partners, Xylem, Watermark, Baxter International, and others who are doing this as volunteerism. So you can take this to your workplace, to your company that you work with as a volunteerism program. We have families doing this as individuals, religious organizations, after-school groups. Get a simple test kit. Go into your local watershed. Find out where the water is in your community. And test the quality of that water, upload it to a global database, and then we provide lots of resources that you can use to ensure that the water quality in your community stays, or if you discover there's an issue, you can work to try and solve that problem so that you have clean, safe water for you and your family.
Excellent. Again, Philippe Cousteau with us, the founder of EarthEcho International. And when it comes to global water pollution, I'm guessing it's getting worse by the year. I mean, you see a lot of photos and a lot of video footage. It kind of seems like we're on a pretty dangerous path, I guess.
Well, unfortunately, Dustin, we are. We've more and more people every year on this planet consuming the same amount of resources. There was, no more water today than there ever was or ever will be. It's a finite amount of water. There's a finite amount of other resources on Earth, and more people are vying for those resources. And so, we have a crisis of really epic proportions. Not just water, but the biodiversity decline. Our oceans are in very serious trouble. So it's a problem that demands immediate attention. And, learning from my grandfather, he was so positive and proactive, and he really believed in the power of the individual. And so the reason that we started EarthEcho in particular was as a way to provide tools for people to take action. We can't just assume that, in this case, the water coming out of our tap is clean, that it's safe. There are crises all over the country. Flint, Michigan got a lot of attention, but in California and South Carolina and West Virginia, there are headlines all the time about pollution coming from coal-fired power plants, mercury or coal tailings, or maybe PFAS chemicals that a lot of people talk about now. Chemicals, phthalates from making plastic that is ending up in our water supplies that are very, very dangerous. So it's a growing problem as we consume more stuff, we create more stuff, we throw away more stuff. Water is everywhere. and is more and more polluted. And so it's really important for us to be vigilant and to take action in our communities to make sure that we're drinking safe, healthy, clean water.
Well, and you see a lot of these photos of, plastic in the ocean and all these pollutants you're mentioning. Is this similar to maybe global warming, where there are certain groups of people maybe claiming it's not real, or maybe we don't need to worry about it, or stuff like that? Is that something where we're dealing with?
Well, I think we're certainly dealing with how do I say this? Certain individuals in Washington who advocate industrial development, who don't believe that who are actually eliminating or limiting water testing and water quality requirements under the guise of being business friendly. But, I can tell you there's a lot of businesses out there and a lot of corporations that we work with that don't want those guidelines reduced, because they recognize that clean water and clean, healthy communities is critical to the functioning of a society. There's this oft repeated, I think, lie, essentially, that protecting the environment is too costly for industry and for the economy, will hurt the growth of the economy. And I would argue that people with health problems caused by polluted water is worse for the economy, is worse for the health of our society. People who are breathing dirty air. So this is an issue, though, that unfortunately continues to be a little bit politically polarizing. But I think more and more what we're finding is that people are recognizing clean air and clean water are just fundamental rights of every person. And particularly newer, younger generation recognizes that environmental health shouldn't be a political issue, but should be a universal right that Republicans, Democrats, you name it, we all should have access to and a right to enjoy.
Definitely. Again, we're right in the midst of the EarthEcho Water Challenge, and you can learn more at monitorwater.org. And Philippe, I know we've seen you on TV shows like Awesome Planet and Caribbean Pirate Treasure. Is there anything else coming up for you we should be looking out for?
All sorts of fun things. Dustin, we're always up to fun projects. We actually have a new virtual reality program that we're launching at the end of April, which allows people to shrink down to about the size of a thumb to miniaturize themselves, to explore the oceans from a whole different perspective. We're really, really excited about that. It actually looks a lot at one of the issues that you mentioned earlier about plastics in the ocean, microplastics, and how microplastics, tiny microscopic pieces of plastic, are penetrating every part of our ocean, but also sea turtles and whale sharks come through, and it's just this great experience. So that we're really excited about. We have a new book series we're doing all about endangered species, all sorts of stuff. It's 6th season of Awesome Planet, my syndicated show. We just got nominated for our 4th Emmy. That show we start filming later this year. So all sorts of fun stuff going on.
Excellent. Well, you're definitely very busy. I appreciate you taking a few minutes out with us today. And again, monitorwater.org has all the info. And Philippe, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me.
And again, that was Philippe Cousteau, Jr., the grandson of the great Jacques Cousteau. And we're talking about the EarthEcho Water Challenge. You can find out more info at monitorwater.org.